Kathy Reagan here with your weekly soaps roundup, and it is monsoon season. We've been having the greatest dark and stormy rains and thunderclouds. And speaking of dark and stormy rains and thunderclouds, yeah, you guessed it, that's exactly the mood on our shows lately. So here's what's happening. On The Bold and the Beautiful, Finn suggested that he and Steffi marry immediately, but she wanted to wait until she'd met his parents, a prospect that seemed to make him very uncomfortable. Why? It's anyone's guess, but I'm sure we're going to find out soon. Since Paris couldn't afford to keep the apartment she'd shared with her sister, they suggested she move in with them temporarily. Why do I feel this is not going to go well? Well, meanwhile, Carter and Quinn were nearly caught together when Eric unexpectedly FaceTimed his attorney. Well, it looks like the soaps are getting in on the Zoom trend too. And after Carter convinced Ridge and Eric it would be a bad financial move to nix Quinn's jewelry line, he and the woman he'd been warned to stay away from were once again unable to resist temptation. Well, what would you expect? There's nothing more attractive than someone you can't have, am I right? Coming up, Steffi could soon get her wish when Finn's dad pops into town. Well, over on Days of Our Lives, Eric and Nicole's anniversary party went south real fast when Xander showed up and revealed he'd slept with Nicole. What a party gift that is, you guys. A devastated Eric realized his marriage was over and returned to Africa, because you can't get any further away than that. Well, Philip got his hands on the letter revealing Sammy and Lucas's affair. He handed the letter over to Nicole, who gleefully presented it to EJ. And Sierra had her marriage to Ben annulled so that she could marry Theo ASAP. Wow, she moves fast. Not only that, but she also decided they should tie the knot on the anniversary of her marriage to Ben. Taking a page out of Bo and Hope's playbook, Ben kidnapped the would-be bride, and to prevent anybody from noticing, had Claire wear her gown and veil. Yeah, like that's not noticeable. Coming up, sorry Days fans, but the show will be preempted for the next 2 weeks as NBC airs the Summer Olympics. I know, it's depressing, but it'll be back on soon enough. Now, on General Hospital, Alexis learned she was being transferred to a cushy white-collar prison, while Sean was released from Pentonville. Now, Nicholas squirmed as Sean remained determined to find out who really shot Hayden. Well, after Lenny found out he has pancreatic cancer, Mike called Nina to say that all needed her back in Nixon Falls. Meanwhile, Spencer finally revealed himself to Cam and Joss, as well as Trina, who agreed to keep the fact that he had been in town a while a secret. And in New York City, Anna and Valentin discovered that someone else had been on the roof of the hospital the day that Peter tried to escape. Coming up, Liz confides in Scott. Finally, on The Young and the Restless, Tara showed her true colors by suing her dying ex-husband for full custody of their son Harrison. So devious. Well, Jack asked Sally out on a date, which she later gloated to Phyllis about. Phyllis turned around in typical vindictive fashion and decided to take out two birds with one stone by proving that Tara and Sally had worked together to drive Summer out of town. And Victor got Sutton to pretty much admit he'd killed Richard. Amanda and Imani got their mom to recant her confession, but Naya still refused to actually implicate her father. Finally, Stitch announced he'd be staying in town, then offered to help search for the still missing Mariah. Coming up, Phyllis sets a trap, but will Summer and Tara walk into it? That's it for this week, you guys. Stay healthy, everybody, and we'll see you on the next weekly Soaps Roundup.